Marcus Rashford has been busted. Meanwhile, Ruben Amorim celebrates his 40 years, but boy looks 50. In 3 months, I'm telling you, he has gained 11 more years. Welcome to the United Sport. My name is Webb, and of course, in the aftermath of that hard-earned victory over Fulham, we do get to look at the facts, the issues, the matters, and the future concerning this beloved club of ours. And people keep telling me, Webb, the positivity, there is nowhere we are going, but you keep positive. Guys, I told you this year 2025 for me is all about positive vibes, positivity, left, right, and center. You see, the funny thing about life, by the way, is that when you think positive, when you try to do things positively, and you do your best with a positive attitude, trust you me, the forces of nature also tend to support you in achieving what you're thinking. What your mind focuses and believes and thinks about is what the forces of nature are going to push you into achieving. So if you think negative, trust you me, you will go negative. Now, I know people are trying to push the agenda of Man United possibly being relegated, and I'm thinking, guys, no way, it's not happening. United is going to finish in the bottom, in the top half of the English Premier League. Mark that. So Ruben Amorim is just over just under 3 months at Man United, in his job at Man United, and the impact has been clear. And honestly, what he has done and shown for me deserves me giving him my good vocals. Happy birthday, Amorim. Happy birthday, Ruben. Happy birthday, dear Ruben. Happy birthday, Amorim. Happy birthday, dear Ruben Amorim. Happy birthday, dear Amorim. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Na 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 na, dear Amorim. Now, this guy has turned 40, but honestly, if you've been watching him and looking at him critically, he looks old, man. In the few months he's been at Man United, there's a lot of more grey hair in his face. There are more wrinkles in his face, and you can understand the stress that he goes through coaching this club. And that's exactly what you expect in such a job. But what has stressed him most is probably not just players struggling to understand how he wants to play. I think that was always expected. You are coming in from Portugal, you're a new manager, you're playing a whole different system. Certainly, it cannot be easy for you. It cannot be easy for the players to adjust to it. You've got to, there's no preseason for you. So players are learning while competing. So you're training 1 day, 2 days, and you're playing a tough game away. So it's always going to be difficult. That might not be the biggest of stresses, but that boy called Marcus Rashford, for me, has been his biggest stress, because we are talking a player who earns the most at the club, £315,000 per week, a player who has been top scorer a few seasons ago, long contract, seems to be, should be an important player for the team. If you're a new manager, you want to think that players like Marcus Rashford should be the first to help you apply. They are the senior players, experienced players, but also talented. You expect them to be the first to help you pass on your message and apply your methods to the team. But, boom, he's shocking you with very, very unprofessional traits. And for me, this is unacceptable, and that's why I would totally understand his behavior, that's Amorim's behavior towards Marcus Rashford in the few months he's been around. It's unacceptable, and you've got to be able as a manager to stand your ground and say, I'm not doing this. Now, Amorim said in his post-match press conference after the win that he would rather put his 63-year-old Vitor, that's the goalkeeping coach, on the pitch before he thinks about putting a player who is not giving 100% for the team. Now, some people will still say that is him talking one word too many, because, of course, just the last week he was saying so much about how this could be the worst Man United squad ever. But for me, I will not accept people to push and force Amorim into sugarcoating stuff just because they want him to please the media. I love his honesty. I love that he calls it what it is. I love that he has not really come out in any way to look like he's picking up on anyone and any individual. This is a Marcus Rashford, a top earner, who is not doing enough for the team. And now he's completely out of the squad. And with the statement that Amorim made, it's clear there is no turning back. The man is being stressed, yet these are the players who he should be relying on to make his job easy. So, do you blame him for banishing him from the squad, from match day squad, from the match day squads? I cannot. So for me, I think it's a very good thing. Now it's being revealed now that apparently before the Everton game, can you imagine the 4-0 win against Everton? You recall, apparently Marcus Rashford still went out, and Amorim cautioned him about his nightlife before that game. And again, he cautioned him before the Manchester derby about his social media, I think, behavior before the Manchester derby. And the response from Marcus Rashford was as unprofessional and disrespectful as it can be. And that's where Amorim stood his ground and said, you know what, I'm done with you. You will not kick a ball no more for as long as I'm the head coach of this team. Do you blame him? So for me, honestly, and I can look back at the first 3 months of Amorim at Man United and analyze them, and people can go on and on and on about the football, about how it's not exactly an improvement on Eric Ten Hag, because I think this after the same games for Eric Ten Hag at Man United, Ten Hag had lost 3 games less than Amorim. I think Amorim has lost 7, Ten Hag had lost 4. They both drew 2, and I think 10 wins. So I don't see a big difference, just that people want to sort of escalate it, because mostly, of course, the Premier League, where United has been struggling most under Amorim, which for me is so understandable, because the Premier League is the hardest of all leagues that Man United is playing in. But you don't forget that Amorim is changing completely the way the team plays, yet they've got so many Premier League games to play. So there are games they have lost because the players have not yet understood how he wants to play. But he said it, and he said, I'm going to immediately try and impact my identity, my beliefs into this team. So you expect the team to suffer, like he said. We will suffer, but eventually it will come through, because, guys, I asked for a preseason. I said, let me come before at the end of the season, and guys didn't accept. But they wanted me to come and just start applying my things. And guys, I'm telling you, by the way, that Man United is suffering now. But trust me, next season is going to be totally different. Because we're not going to be relegated. We're not pushing for anything. We're just playing to finish as high as we can on the log. And I'll tell you, we will fight and try to finish as high as we can on the log. But trust me, after that preseason, regardless whether United makes so many signings or not, trust me, Man United is going to be a whole different elephant. I'll tell you, there's going to be more young players in that team. There's going to be more young players in the team, exciting, good attitude, good football. Trust me, we will enjoy watching Man United next season. We may not push to compete for the title, because competing for the title it takes a lot more than playing good. But I'll tell you, United is going to be more improved. We are going to be more mature. We are going to look more mature, because at times we play games that look immature on us, even when we've got so many mature players in the team. So for me, I look at the 3 months of Ruben Amorim as he's marking his 40th birthday. My message for me to Amorim is, boy, you've done a good job, an extremely good job, inherited a disorganized squad, a mess of a squad, and instantly, at your young age, have been able to apply yourself into this squad and just try to help the team get up high where it's supposed to be in terms of standards. So for me, there has been an instant impact from Ruben Amorim on the Man United squad. There has been an immediate impact on Ruben Amorim on the performance, on how the team plays, on the mentality, on the attitude. The fans have bought into it. Ineos certainly selected the right man, and maybe the timing may not have been good on everyone, but it had to be done. Sometimes you've got to do it and manage the damage. So the damage was the risk of not finishing among the top 4, but we didn't care. It is not because of Ruben Amorim that Man United is 12th. Amorim has managed way less games in the Premier League than Eric Ten Hag. So blame Eric Ten Hag and the players before you heap the blame on Ruben Amorim. And this is what I'm seeing people try to do. So Amorim should be pleased with himself. He said, players, we asked for a day off today, and he said, no, we are working. Those who didn't play, so they will train. and then he will go have lunch with his kids and family. For me, enjoy your lunch, fam. You've been very good. You've been amazing. You've done your part. You've tried. You've focused. You've clearly improved something about Man United in just 3 months. Happy birthday, boss. My name is Webb. This is the United Sport. Like, share, and subscribe. Cheers.